So, we're here on Marsh, so there's this weird bit of water here. Some other little weird patches of water up here. We're serving a bit of a wall off for our players. Be quite nice for Rappel's going to have this safe gold over the back here. Whereas Skimmo's going to have to work a bit harder to try and control. Well, these are probably more central golds really, because Skimmo's got these golds sort of well shepherded by this wood line. And I can imagine Kimmo's probably going to want to go for one of these town centres fairly early on here. Rappel's got quite a nice place one over towards the back here as well, so he'll be able to get that. But these central ones, I think both our players will struggle to hold them, but I have to wonder whether or not they're just going to go for a quick H2 to try and take it as quickly as possible. Especially considering we got Egyptian pick and against a civ other than Norse, so they're probably going to look at going for a second town centre. The rush distance between the players sort of medium really. Wouldn't call it a terribly long map, but at the same time not quite as closely spawned as they can be in some other maps. And unlike, say, Ghost Lake, you can obviously build right smack bang in the middle here. There's an awful lot of food up for grabs with all these boar. So as long as you're just continually cycling which village is actually, starting engaging them, you can really reap the reward of that. Set would also be a nice pick on this map. And Chemo actually stacking relics up with Larry. So he would have gone in and renamed his Pharaoh.
Lege.
So Rams, Behemoths and Scarabs attack damage boost as well as cheaper caravans. Actually deleted that mining camp just to squeeze in the temple that little bit faster and then throw it back up again anyway. So it's a bit weird, but alright Chemo, you do you. Costing him all that build time over again, so I'm not sure why exactly, but I suppose it's up the villagers from fucking around trying to get around it. So Chemo on another level, deleting buildings because he knows the villager stutter time will add up to being more than their actual build time. Because these don't cost him anything at least. So Egypt, free houses, free drop-off buildings. But they're largely the bitch mode civ in terms of early fighting unit compositions. Particularly in the pre-extended edition version of the game where they get access to a nice infantry unit for raiding and harassing. I can't remember the name of them now, but I'm sure it'll come to me. So Kima's going to go the Sound Center. Rappel trying to put the pressure on with his hero. Sending across this Minotaur. Don't see a second hero out just yet. He's actually doing a bit of pig scouting to try and find this other hunt, I imagine. Ajax gonna try and jump straight on the Wadjet because he'll be able to kill that quite quickly, but the villagers plus the Pharaoh will deal quite a bit of damage to him. Scout actually traded quite well against Larry and stop him from empowering the settlement, getting finished off. Minotaur as well, focusing on the labourer, so Kima doing well to try and micro him back. So he should be able to get Rappel's Minotaur here at the cost of his Pharaoh, but ultimately that's a free unit. Ajax falling there as well. Chiron now joining the fight. for Rappel. But all the while Chemo is getting that second town center up. Rappel getting a forward second town center. So he wants to keep that pressure rolling, try and restrict Chemo to only 2 town centers if possible. While establishing his set, but Chemo will have other ideas, no doubt. I think the settlement should be right to finish here. These guys will be able to go. Those water buffalo. So ultimately, Rappel going to have to retreat. Neither of these going to come into play anytime soon. But eventually Chemo will pick that up, I imagine. The relics that we got here. Trios bow. That's really useful. Particularly for our Greek player. Well, actually, does it benefit chariots? No. It might actually. It should do. Myth units having stronger armor against other myth units. Scales for Catalobolus. Now things settling down because Chemo will be looking to really try and boom here. Finish off these last couple of farms. Take rain. He would have already squeezed in. Is it Shaduf? So yeah, these guys. 23 gold cheaper. As soon as Chemo's got 12 of them, he's well and truly paid this off. In fact, he's already up to 15. So rain. Thrown down now by Chemo, so this is going to prevent Rappel from really being able to make use of a restoration push. You know, try and kill some of these villages with a bunch of units and resto anything in his way. Or resto through anything in his way. But even still, he'd be setting up to do some sort of probably heroic age push now, because this will really buy him the time to just go straight to heroic age. In the armory. Hasn't actually added a barracks just yet, so he's really beelining fast heroic. So just going for the tried and true second town center and heroic Egyptian style. God damn, the meta whoring is unreal. We're going to see some mass slingers early games, guys. But whatever works. Loke does have a good win rate, so shouldn't knock his strategies. Rappel actually going to try and go for a bit of a cheeky wall off here, because if he can, realistically, if he can wall off both sides, Chemo's not going to have a good market line. Going to find it a real pain in the ass to try and get on this third settlement. Just really restricts him for space, for wood, for side base building potential. Hathor, Chemo's going to be able to go for a rock here. Looks like he's bringing over these vills to try and go for a Migdol stronghold. Be able to defend that mine. Rock. Chiron will eventually probably peel off to go and deal with it. But for now, Rappel's actually just going to use him to try and harass Larry II. So a bit of a brawl going on here, but our Greek villager coming out on top ultimately. Rappel keeping an eye on that rock. He knows it's inbound and that he's going to have to either evacuate here or set up a tower perhaps. Surely he saw that. He sent the scout to go and check, so we're going to transition to Camorian chariots off his army of nothing. not too unusual. Well, this Locust Swarm going to get a couple of villagers. Fairly reasonable hit there by Gimo. Well, he is going to go for the rock drop at the moment. Pick off another villager potentially. Ooh, but yeah, he probably should be focusing down that villager and getting the rock out of there before he loses it. So he is gonna spot an armory. Another one going up at the back here. Oh, sorry, an armory for Rappel, who's not in heroic just yet. Yeah, this is probably where he should have parked the rock to begin with. But is he going to be able to clean up more camels? Just keeping Rappel busy and focusing on some other hunters over here, so he's doing a good job there, but looks like Atsukos going to go down. Gimo's finally going to grab his third town center. Looks like Rappel's got to bring some more forces in before he can actually push this off here. Villagers having to fight off camelry. Pharaoh being focused, and so is the settlement itself, so it doesn't actually finish. Gimo shifting some units back. He'll just be able to garrison Vils and fight with Vils as well. In fact, he's just fighting with Vils, not even bothering garrisoning. So, town center looks like it's just been denied. Rappel gonna hit heroic, gonna be able to use curse here in a sec as soon as Gimo bunches up more than about 8 units. I think 9 is the max that curse will go to. Okay, we're gonna go for a frontside siege works. Eager to try and get this third town center because now our Greek player has been on 3 for a little while. Nice wall off. Bring Gimo in. And yeah, there we go. Good use of curse. So a bunch of piggies. 7? Yeah, 7 pigs, I think. I thought 9 was the max. It must be 7 on this balance patch. Gimo breaking through. Gonna go for a shorter market line here, and you can always look at walling up and establishing a longer one later. Rappel trying to go for a little bit of harass. Hippocons, not long for this world. All the health left on those guys. There'll be quite a few shades being generated now as our players are going to battle. So Hades player, a free trickle of these units, but Gimo disengaging as soon as the restoration comes in, so he really minimises the amount of damage he takes through that. Nicely done there. Pig in the midst of the fight. It's even being focused down there, a bit of a misclick. Gimo, Mythic Age. Mythic for Rappel coming in now. So he spent very little time in Heroic, which is pretty normal for Greek. They can often play quite a long Classical Age, and then sort of leapfrog straight into Mythical from there. Nemean Lion getting his roar off. I think it gives increased. Oh, it just does a nice area damage. It's not necessarily as strong as Chimera though. I don't think it is. Although I think Nemean Lions are better against structures, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's right, they stun in Extended Edition Nemean Lions, so they end up being really, really strong there. Whereas they only just deal like a weaker version of Chimera's area damage. Mummy, going to be invaluable here, going to be able to convert units straight into minions, so as long as Chemo can keep that alive. That's the Son of Osiris, which Chemo trying to focus down now because it's quite an impressive amount of splash that he'll actually do. Well, it's actually not splash. It's like a chain. Sorry, or fork. So we're playing Path of Exile now. We got Elemental Chain. Now Rapple. Achilles on the field, so he's quite a tanky, formidable unit for these guys. These chariots to try and deal with, and access to Colossi. So be able to wear away at buildings quite quickly if you can mass up 2 or 3 of those and try and flank the Migdol or a town center or some of this production. Really pull ahead with that, but Chemo seems to be slowly breaking his way onto the mainland. Probably setting up for a... He's going for docks, so he's going to try and snatch this gold mine perhaps. Be a nice grab, but he's going for some distant markets here, I think. Although this wood line's going to be a bit of a shit for that. The rock finally getting picked off. If that's the one from the start. Oh no, maybe he was going for a rock drop. Just using it for vision. Like a more expensive Pegasus. Pretty clear. Gonna have to try and get a couple more upgrades here. These units all up to that champion upgrade. So we got some distant markets here. Chemo's probably going to want to cut through this wood line ultimately so he can get, you know, the full benefit. Like, as much as it's market to town center distance that he's looking to get, he also doesn't want to have the caravans running all astray. He wants them running on as straight of a path as possible to actually reap the benefit, because it's not the distance they travel, it's the distance between market and town center. I believe it's AoE 2 and AoE 4 where it is the distance they travel, but in AOM and AoEO you're really best off having as little disruptions to your market line as possible, which is why it's so common for players to actually try and wall up the market line. Because I mean, even if you... Ooh, and that's a very nice hit with that mummy on a near full health Colossi. Ajax pulling back before he actually picks her off, so I think that's a bit of a mistake there by Rapple. He probably could have killed her and then evacuated. That would have been a nice snipe, because I believe the mummy is more expensive now. So he's 150 resources, and where's the mummy? 225 favours, so realistically, yeah, she is more expensive, even before factoring in favour cost. I do think Chemo will eventually chop through there at some stage, but for now, he's probably not wanting to up and move his whole wood eco while he's spending on the fight. But in saying that, I think he might need to get some more gold gatherers. There we go. He's starting to float a little bit of wood. Well, Rapple, pretty even resources across the board, and the Plenty Vault's going to help with that. The income from it is pretty even across the board with that, so be able to allow a lot of his passive eco being pre-equalized for him. He doesn't have to worry about anything about that. It's just everything else. But his total bank is slipping a little bit relative to Chemo at the moment. And it's now starting to shoot up in terms of food and gold in the bank. There's siege towers and Hyperlife in the mix here. So still medium Toxotes, but he's got champion hoplites for Apple. But he'll really want to get these guys to champion, I believe, so he can get that little bit of extra health and damage on them. The neutral Croc being attacked with the Son of Osiris. So Garrison just to keep him at the back of the army there. He really doesn't want anything hitting the Son of Osiris. Nice micro there again by Chemo. Rappel finding it tough to push into this. He'll have to try and split push into his opponent, try and deny that gold mine or something here. Because Kimo safe full map market line now. Yes, I believe the max gold cap is 150. And if he could cut through the wood here, which he's going to start doing, it'll make them gather that 112 gold just slightly faster. You know, that might not seem like enough, but a lot going through there rather than going through straight, but it's probably costing about 2 to 3 seconds per caravan. And when they are, you know, that much of an impact to your economy, you know, it's a big blow. And like, Rappel's only got a short-ass market line here. What the hell? Where's your real market line? There we go. So he needs to actually retask these donkeys onto the town center, and they'll automatically go to the most distant market line for that town center. Because he would have had this market going first. And I mean, while having a split market potentially is safer, it's also, you know, the less ideal economic position. And on top of that, it seems like it's actually a less safe market line than his long market line. So I think Rappel would be eager to, you know, reselect all these caravans, double click, you know, click on this town center so that they start re-rallying towards the top side. But in saying that, he's trying to stave off Kimo, who's now adding mercenaries. So he's starting to really get that huge Egyptian bank with maxed villages and a lot of caravans. So he'll be able to start, yeah, spending on these throwaway units that don't take up any population, but they do die after a certain amount of time. So you've got limited use of them, but it just sort of means that you can spend up that bank that you've got in a way that no other civ really can. Because occasionally you will see, you know, Greek, Addy or Norse players having to tap out purely because they can't manage to spend the bank that they've got. Whereas Egyptian players, it's almost never the case. Every time an Egyptian player surrenders, they are broke as shit. Because of mercenary units, they've got that oh shit button that they can use at their town centers, so they suddenly become another production facility. Once you've run out of villages to build. I think we've even seen Shadowfax in a game this tournament being taken out in a game where he did have a bank of several thousand resources across the board. So Kimo gonna start harassing the market line. And I don't know if this is necessarily the best trade, because I mean, oh well, actually in saying that, this guy will be able to, the Colossus will be able to thump the hell out of those chariots, so if they're not microed by Kimo, that's a great trade. But in saying that, they're a lot faster, so if Kimo had kept an eye on them, I think he could have really just led this guy astray, the Colossus. He could have been trying to focus down some buildings, so it ended up really going a lot better than I expected there. Because neither of these units can actually catch chariots. Anyway, it's sloppy leaving. But a bunch of harassers there. The Rappel would probably be looking to clean that up. A tower creep here by Rappel. And the fort, I mean, he's going to start pushing it with Alepos and getting some more production. Cleaned up back at home. Hasn't quite completed the wall up though. So Kimo adding a lot of production over this side. And I mean, he's added these docks, but he's never actually really gone for this gold mine at all. But it does mean he can eventually go for transport ships and for siege ships. Forcing Kimo to have to build some mercenaries to try and slow this all down. He's going to lose that Migdol stronghold eventually. His market line, the end of it here, isn't all that well secured once this Mig goes down. But he does have plenty of villages there to correct that at the drop of a hat. And he is pushing in towards Rappel's base here, so another production facility under attack, another couple of them under attack. Nice micro there from Kimo this time, not wanting to throw away the chariots. This time, I don't know if Rappel's just going to be able to use the Colossus to clean this up, if Kimo's going to pay attention to him, and at the same time, Kimo sniping the Colossus with the mummy, but I was going to say, if get a couple more of them onto some of these structures, he can really cut through the towers and cut through the barracks like a hot knife through butter with those. All these chariots, as good as they are against caravans, pretty weak against structures. Rappel just chipping away at that siege works, but the Juggernaut being worked on by a pair of chariots. Kimo slowly making ground over here, but Rappel still holding on to the side building. He might be able to cut off this gold line. Trouble is being taken out now. Is Kimo getting any more caravans, or has he stopped caravan production? Yeah, he has. Heavy Toxotes. Where champion upgrade? Kimo pushing in towards Rappel. Over here, but Rappel. So that's the villagers to take out a siege tower or 3 here. And if he does, it could be a big blow to Kimo, because these guys are very expensive. One of the villagers. Oh, not successful there. Nice garrison by Rappel, saving the villager from being mummified. So, hammer ships here, these actually quite solid against the siege ships. So he will be able to clean up this little outcrop here. But Rappel slowly, seemingly gaining ground here in the center. He's pushed right up against his town center earlier, and now taking out towers. Kimo's forced to bring more villagers forward to try and get these towers up even faster. And we've got champion Toxotes now. So another round of hit points and attacking. I mean, Rappel's been fighting with Toxotes an upgrade or 2 upgrades down quite a lot of the game. He's now really catching up with those upgrades. When the Colossi is probably best for focusing the towers themselves over the villages. He just has so much damage against structures. Kimo actually the villagers garrison there for a sec. Looks like Rappel's going to start trying to get a handful of Gastrophetes in the mix here. Kimo wiping out that little dock. Rappel's gaining a bit of ground here in the center of the map. Trying to add some more forts, but have to put a stop to all these siege towers. But if you can do so, I think a big destroyed value swing his way, because these things, while they're taking out these structures, sort of sitting ducks themselves, got to attack from such a close range. Even Helepolis, which don't actually do as much damage per hit, have to get quite close to the structures as well.
In which?
So Gally even going to be able to... No, he can't even reach the donkey, so... Kimo might be even best off deleting the galley, although he's parked it there because I think it'll be enough to just prevent any dock from going up as well. Like, as soon as the dock gets started, it won't get to the health, you know, from 1 or 2 villages for it to resist,
Into you.
you know, a single hit from the ram galleon, so it just dies. Right, getting a bit messy once again. Mummy being used to great effect.
Pantio.
Chemo gonna go for a villager drop of some sort, trying to sneak over the walls. Not sure if that's really what he's going for, the relic itself, but really just looking to go for this exposed market line because Rappel's not made a Migdol stronghold or another market here or a safe market somewhere else at the moment. That'd be sort of comparable gold that he could use. So if Chemo can get this to work by putting enough pressure here in the middle, or relying on Rappel trying to put enough pressure on him, he could really go for some sort of weird side base that catches his opponent out. So Migdol stronghold going up on the market line, very cheeky by Chemo. Rappel gonna notice this. Surely he should be able to see it going down now. There's a lot of villagers, so he's not going to be able to react to it quickly enough, I don't think. That he is going to lose the market line, have to throw it up over here or something, or over in the bottom corner. So Rappel just deletes the market, probably the smart choice, because you don't want your caravans getting anywhere near that fortress. Chemo lost a town center here. There's a nice push by Rappel, but at the same time, no market line, and now Chemo very cheeky. He's got enough villagers here to try and force up a MiG, even in the face of the Helepolis. So he should be able to start producing some camelry here, or some elephants, and really trying to take these down. Some repair, some take it out. In saying that, Rappel's continuing to try and push forward here in the center. He wants to try and establish a fortress here. Cut Chemo off from his third settlement. He's now having to fight at a bit of a population disadvantage. And taking out the fortress, but he's put 2 Helepolis at risk here because there's no military around, just villagers, including some of his opponents. So Chemo should be able to take out these until there's some hoplites sent here. Rappel's bringing a third one. No. He's going to try and go for the MiG, but he really needs to probably clean up these villages first. Before he does so, these are very expensive pinatas. Look at these big loot pinatas going down. Man, these are 500 resources apiece. Rappel, what are you doing? You're just flushing 1500 resources down the drain. No. No. And so, Rappel flushes 1500 resources. No, 2000 resources down there. Oh no. Chemo's not focusing them down. What's he doing? Sorry guys, I used to play a lot of deathmatch, and like the one thing we actually used to really all be good at, even like deathmatches at my level, is clicking the villagers on the siege unit. Because whoever fucked that up usually lost the game. I mean, deathmatch wasn't necessarily always that turtly, but you know, and most games where people fucked up at the start, it definitely wasn't. It was over quicker than a supremacy game. But yeah, playing the siege and villagers versus siege and villagers game was always quite fun. So Rappel sending another Helepolis. This has been 2500 resources he's just wasted here, unfortunately. Because there's still villagers here to clean it up, prevent it from getting all the way to the MiG. Now, Chemo's got enough that he can just dump it on a whole bunch of mercenary cav once again. Rappel, his market line at the moment, he's re-established it. It's not as good as it was. It's still pretty good. But he needs to probably, like, he honestly could just delete that military academy and rebuild it, because that little congestion there is really going to hold him up the moment he gets more caravans. And on top of that, Chemo is going to push the war elephants and try and take it out. Looking at this range here. Rapple, take out the siege tower. Look at the big loot pinata. Not quite as expensive as the Helepolis though, because these 500 resources versus the 300 for the siege towers. The siege towers are arguably better against the buildings as well, but they need to actually engage at melee. And their ranged attack, I believe, is not as solid. So getting into the pointy end of the game here. I think Rapple has just lost too much at this stage. Now he notices he's got to take out the siege tower. Get laid there. And the market. He's not quite able to get it, so Rapple saves the market, but Titan Gate going down, and Rapple can't afford to go for one himself. So Chemo still got his opponent on the ropes because he's started the gate, but he hasn't actually committed any villagers to it yet. He's just focusing. Oh, here we go. They're all leaving the farm. He's got the resources to do so by the looks of things. Yeah, he definitely has. He's got about 3k bank for all resources. Rapple is close to broke at the moment, and GG. Chemo takes game number 1.